Welcome to session 6. So today we are going to talk about how to listen. And why do we want to learn how to listen? 3 primary reasons. 1, because it's a giver's mindset. When we listen to another person, we acknowledge their existence. The second thing is because it opens our minds. We have so many things in our head and somebody's talking. We don't even hear 90% of what they say. And the third reason is because it's what creates the bond between people. And this is what we want to do. I, of course, want to give one new rule today about how to listen. And I call it the bartender rule. And the bartender rule is all about no drama. So how does it work? Let's do a role play. I want you to think of yourself, just imagine yourself, that you are a bartender at a very plush hotel bar in New York City. And it's a big bar, and you are very busy with cleaning up whatever it is, serving people. You're very quiet. Just imagine that bartender in that hotel. And let's say that on one end of this bar, there is a guy sitting there and he's ordering vodka with something. And you're doing your thing, you're serving people, you're cleaning glasses, right? And at one point, he starts talking because we know that people sit on the bar, they start talking and he tells you, I just lost all my money today in the stock market. Give me another drink. Okay. You're the bartender. What do you do? Imagine the scenario.
Sorry, man. What can I get you?
Very good. We don't even want to say the sorry, man. What we want to do is the nod. We're listening. We're not reacting to what he is saying. You're there, you're cleaning your glass, you're like, okay, here's your drink. And you continue listening. Let's do another example. On the other side of the bar, you see a woman. She is in a red suit. You see she's a power woman. She is looking very sharp. She's sitting there and she's ordering something. And you serve it, and she kind of says, I phoned my husband. He told me he's at home. I just saw him walking out with another lady. You're the bartender. You keep on serving. What do you do?
Is there anything that I can do to help? That's probably the only thing that I would ask.
You're a bartender. The bartender's job is serve and listen. So what we want to do, you took the next approach, but what we want to do, first of all, is just listen and just nod when we're listening. Hmm. We're not saying, oh my God, we don't fuel it with energy. And we don't say, okay, let me drop my job now and run, right? We're just listening, right? And here's the third case. So a guy in the middle, he's ordering a double something. You're coming back with a drink. And the guy tells you, I bought shares in this company, XYZ company, and I just made $1 billion. Give me another drink. Okay. You're the bartender. What do you do?
What can I get you?
Perfect. So we see 3 different scenarios. 2 that we would think are bad and 1 that we would think is good. But we don't really know if they're good or bad, right? The idea is to listen. First of all, how do you feel about the person that just doesn't react? Not good, not bad. How do you feel about this?
I think it gives people to feel whatever they feel. It doesn't matter what it is, because it's just you're not affecting or making it smaller or bigger than it is.
Hmm. So what happens is it's easier to talk to you. Why do people speak to bartenders?
Or barbers, yes, same
Yeah,
thing.
because
Yeah,
yeah, it's easy to talk to them because
yeah.
they don't make a big deal out of anything. And it's very easy to talk to people that do not make a big deal. Even if it's like winning or inheriting or whatever it is, $1 billion, or it's a tough night because the kid didn't sleep, or it's a tough night because the husband went with a lady. We don't do, oh my God, what happened? This is gossip stuff that we don't want to get into. We just listen because it gives people space. Somebody's listening to them. Somebody is not making a big deal of what just happened. And when you're not making a big deal of something that just happened, you see the person. You don't see the circumstances. And to apply it, what I suggest that we do, it's something that works actually very well. If you're on the phone or if you just meet a colleague, you kind of tune into them, right? And when somebody's talking, you can do the mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And if you're on the phone, you go mm-hmm, because
Mhm,
the other person hears that you're in tune with them. And it doesn't matter what they tell you. I got divorced last night. Mm-hmm. Okay. That makes it much, much easier to converse. You're not judging. You're not making a big deal out of good or bad. You're just listening. And the reason is everybody has problems. Life is about problems all day, every day. Everybody's got something. Okay. And when we don't make a big fuss about it, we can just integrate it into our work. So how does that work in a setting within business, within the company? Here is situation one. Let's say you're in the office and you see a colleague and you look at her. Then you can see by their gesture, by the face, how they feel. And you see that she's sad or nervous and you go, hey, how are you? And let's say that she goes, I didn't sleep all night. It could be because she has a toddler at home, because whatever the reason is, she's going through perimenopause. It's like, I didn't sleep all night. I have this deadline. So you go, mm-hmm, I got your back. What do you need done? And that was, how can I help? Okay. So we're not making fuss about the problem. We're just saying, yo, what you need? How does that sound when you do that?
yeah, I think it's more in tune with what they need, because like, especially, someone who didn't sleep all night. She doesn't wanna hear how bad it is. She knows, she feels it? Like, all she needs is some help and someone to cut her some slack today, so, yeah.
Yep. And there is another level to this. When you don't make a big deal of something, the other person relaxes.
Mm,
And what do I mean by that? In our mind, our problems are a big deal. And when you don't show that it's a big deal, then the other person can take everything in proportion to what is going on. So here's an example. A friend called me, and she comes from a community where divorce is a really big deal. Like, she called me and she said, I didn't talk to you for a while because my son is getting a divorce. We don't know
mm,
what to do. And all I said to her, so, and she's like, what do you mean so? The whole community would think, that we're not okay. And she goes on and on about what's in her mind. And I'm like, so is he healthy? Yes. Is she healthy? Yes. No kids? No. So, and that so you see somebody's face like completely changing in front of you, right? Because they understand that what they thought would be a game changer in their lives is not, right? So we bring everything down. Okay.
mhm,
Here's another example. let's say you have a colleague at work and he's all pumped up. It's like, yeah, I have a date today. I have a date today. I have a date today. So obviously you can say, great, you know what's going on. Or you can also say, go ahead. What would you say?
Good luck
Yep.
or have fun or something very small like, yay.
Yeah. You can celebrate with him or you can say, okay, okay, go, get ready. Let me finish whatever you need.
Or the,
Because,
yeah.
yeah, because somebody who's having a great, finally an amazing date, should also be helped. Why? Why just somebody that didn't sleep? We also want to help people who are celebrating, so go get your clothes or shower, whatever it is that you need to do to, you know. So we approach it the same. And here is why I'm telling you this story, because this helps us connect and bond to a level that we don't even see. And I do want to share a personal story. So many years ago, this was almost 20 years ago, I was this legal counsel at this company, and the CEO told me, you know what? Go close a deal. I was working for a high tech company. We come to this conference. I identify a person that I need to sit with. And I come, with my heels, thinking oh my God. And I see this person. I'm like, hey, I need to meet with you because I want to talk to you about a contract that we have to do. And he looked at me and I saw that he wasn't is 100%. I don't know what it was. And I kind of tell him, hi, how are you? And my luck was that he said, can we talk about things later? Sure, but not now. I said, what's going on? And he just told me. He didn't know me. He just told me about a certain issue. Okay. That was my luck. And I remember that I put the whole binder with everything aside. And I said, okay, want to talk about it? We sat down and we spoke. And that night, because it was a conference, it was a business dinner with all people. We all went out. And at some point, he and I kept talking at this big table when everybody evaporated talking on their Blackberry. And he invited my boss and me to come to his home the next day. So we met him, we met his wife, we continued talking about everything. And I just said, okay, screw the contract, this is important. During this weekend that we met and we shared information and we both, shared a lot of things that we could help each other. What happened next was a Sunday and my flight was back on a Monday. And he said to me, I know you had to do this contract. Let me work on it. We worked on it on Sunday. By Monday, he called all the relevant people that needed to sign the contract, and it was done by Monday. It
Wow.
was the fastest contract that was ever done between a small company and a giant. And until today, we're friends. So this is what happens when you just listen and you put the interest of the other person first. And this is what I want to get to. So, what is the one thing that you picked up on today?
I think we touched a little bit on this before also when we talked about like making smaller comments and not making things big.
Hmm.
And I mentioned before, this is like one of my biggest, hardest things to work on. Um, Maybe under false pretense that like if you're not reacting, it looks like you're not listening, it looks like you're not getting it, it looks like you're not here. To be more confident in small reactions and to know that it does just give room to whatever it is that the other people are feeling okay to share and that it will make more room for them to share more actually. So that's one thing that I'm taking with me.
Yeah. So, this is one. And our challenge for the week, should you choose to accept it, is to do the bartender rule. So, the bartender rule is really all about no drama. It's not me supporting you. It's not me not supporting you. It's me listening. If I can do this for 1 minute, then 1 minute. If I can do it for 2 minutes, then it's 2 minutes. That's all it is. And I kind of sense that the next time we meet, you will have an update about what happens. This is an amazing exercise to do for 1 week.
I'm gonna put my everything to try it because it sounds really promising.
Good. So we'll see you next week.